Welcome back, guys. So before we get to my top 10 list of my favorite films from last year, let's talk about my most anticipated films for 2020. I do want to quickly shout out some honorable mentions. So Francis Lee has a new film, Ammonite. Francis Lee has a new film that it definitely fucking intrigues me. Basically, it's like a love story that takes place in the 1840s in England, and it's being headlined by Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan. Everything about this just yes. Then we have Green Knight from David. So this guy, I only really know about this filmmaker because he made one of my favorite films from that year, Ghost Story, which is a exceptional filmmaking, just a masterful film. So the fact that he's making a fantasy retelling of the medieval story of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, just give it here, baby, give it here. And then we have News of the World from Paul Greengrass. I love Paul Greengrass. I'd probably watch anything that he makes. So, and then we have like some kind of bizarre like Peter Pan reinterpretation going on with Wendy. Yeah, I watched the trailer, and even though it gave a little bit too much information, I think it looks utterly spectacular, so I can't wait to see that. Also, The French Dispatch from Wes Anderson. He's one of my favorite directors, so yes. Then we have Macbeth from just Joel Coen of the Coen brothers. Bizarrely, like I think like Denzel Washington is attached to this, so this one's maybe coming in 2020. It's a little bit unclear, to be completely honest with you, but that has my attention. There is also a movie called The Roads Not Taken, and this is from filmmaker Sally Potter. And apparently this is a turbulent 24 hours in the life of a father and daughter grappling with the challenges of dealing with her father's chaotic mental state. We have Ellie Fanning, Salma Hayek, Javier Bardem. Apparently this is supposed to just be really something, so yes. Then we're gonna go with A Quiet Place Part 2. I thought the first Quiet Place was pretty fantastic. I mean, admittedly, I did not love it as much as most people did, the first Quiet Place, but it is truly a fantastic film. I saw the trailer to the sequel, which was magnificent and really thrilling, so I'm really looking forward to the sequel. Lastly here, like literally, because there's no concrete information on what's coming next for this filmmaker, literally anything. If anything directed by Shane Carruth comes out this year, it just has to be said. I will probably be saying this every single year until this motherfucker puts out a new film. And now, let's get to my top 10 most anticipated films for 2020. At number 10, we have Army of the Dead from Zack Snyder. This is some kind of like apocalyptic zombie film which takes place in Las Vegas, and honestly, I'm fucking all here for it. I'm all here for it. Granted, outside of Man of Steel, I pretty much hate everything he's done with the DC cinematic universe. But outside of that, his filmography is pretty fucking solid. Not to mention, I love his Dawn of the Dead, which is like one of my favorite zombie movies ever. So, hells yeah! So at number 9. But yeah, this is going to be at number 9 because first off, if you look back at his filmography, there is so much there that I love. Holy shit! This is about a 17th century nun in Italy who suffers from disturbing religious and erotic visions. She is assisted by a companion, and the relationship between the two women develops into a romantic love affair with what some of the cast looks like, and honestly, yep. So at number 8 we have Last Night in Soho from Edgar Wright. This is supposed to be some kind of horror film, like a psychological horror film, which takes place in the 60s. Yes, yes, and yes. At number 7, we have Antebellum, which is from 2 directors, Gerard Bush and Christopher Renz. From what I can gather from the very fantastic trailer, is that this appears to be some kind of horror film slash sci-fi thriller mystery. It seems like the plot is going to be very similar to the time travel weirdness and spookiness that could be found in Octavia Butler's Kindred, which is one of my favorite books of all time. This definitely seems to be Kendrick-y for sure. Not to mention Janelle Monáe is in there. I love Janelle Monáe, so yeah, color me intrigued. At number 6, we're gonna go with Paul Thomas Anderson's untitled 2020 film. At the current time, anyways, it would appear that Paul Thomas Anderson's next film is coming out this year, and I cannot wait. It's like a high school movie set in the 1970s. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, this is one of my favorite filmmakers of all time, from his wondrous list of like music videos that he's made, from movies that I've watched obsessively, like The Master, or There Will Be Blood, or Punch Drunk Love. I cannot wait! So, at number 5, we are going to go with Prisoners of the Ghostland. I love Nicolas Cage. After Mandy, I had like a huge like resurgence for my love of Nicolas Cage. Apparently, this movie is literally supposed to be. This might literally be the craziest fucking. This might be the craziest fucking movie that Nicolas Cage has ever been in. Basically, the plot of this film is as follows. Nicolas Cage said, "I'm thrilled about it. It's unlike anything I've ever read before. It might be the wildest movie I've ever made, and that's saying something. It's out there. I wear a skin-tight black leather jumpsuit with grenades attached to different body parts, and if I don't rescue the governor's daughter from the state line where they're all ghosts and bring her back, they're gonna blow me up. It's just crazy. It's way out there." Apparently this is like way deep into post-production, so this should come out this year, hopefully. I need this movie. Okay, so at number 4, we have to go with David Fincher's Mank. Okay, first off, the fact that David Fincher is making a new film. Niggas, sound the alarms! Sound the alarms! It's fucking happening! If I'm not mistaken, I believe his last film was Gone Girl, which was amazing. But he's one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. Fight Club, Social Network, Zodiac, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. We could go Gone Girl. We could go all day on this shit. But he is such a tremendous filmmaker. Oh my goodness. Apparently this follows the screenwriter Herman J. Mankiewicz's something. This follows that screenwriter's tumultuous development of Orson Welles' iconic 1941 movie Citizen Kane. The cast is just fucking. I mean, Gary Oldman, Lily Collins. Yeah, it's yes, Daddy. So at number 3, top 3. So at number 3, I'm going to go with I'm Thinking of Ending Things from Charlie Kaufman. Charlie Kaufman, simply put, is my favorite screenwriter in the world of movies. Only second to like fucking, I don't know, like Tarantino or Aaron Sorkin. But like I love Charlie Kaufman. I think that his films are just so revelatory and mind-bending and thought-provoking, and the replay value is always through the roof. When you look at like Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, you know, which he wrote, you look at Adaptation, you look at Synecdoche, New York. Oh my God, this man's such a genius. This film was written and directed by Charlie Kaufman, and it is a drama slash thriller slash horror film. And basically it's about an unexpected detour causes a woman who is trying to figure out how to break up with her boyfriend to rethink her life. We got Toni Collette in here, Fat Todd in here. This is going to be so fucking huge to me. Top two, which we don't need to refer to the screen for this one. At number two, we're gonna go with Tenet from Christopher Nolan. It's some kind of spy thriller that has something to do with time manipulation. It's a fucking time travel movie from Christopher Nolan. All right, my favorite living director is making this film. Do I really need to elaborate anymore? And at number one, we have to go with Denis Villeneuve's Dune. Look, I don't know what more I can say that hasn't been said before on this channel, but you know, this was from the first moment I heard this was my most anticipated film for the next 5 years. I'm literally looking forward to this film more than Christopher Nolan's film. I think that this film is going to be so sprawling, so epic. I think it's just going to be so visually beautiful and striking. I think it's going to be so mind-blowing and visceral and terrifying and so operatic and jaw-dropping. I need this movie. I need it. The cast, this all-star, Denis Villeneuve might literally turn out to be my new favorite living director. Hell, this could literally be my favorite film of all time, okay? I've said on numerous occasions that if there's ever a film to be my new favorite, it's probably gonna come from Denis. Like, Blade Runner 2049 may one day become my favorite film of all time, and Dune is likely going to be like 5 or 10 times better. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love doing top 10 list videos. They're just so much fun. This was my top 10 list and my honorable mentions for 2020 when it comes to film. But what about you? What are your honorable mentions? What are your top 10 most anticipated films for 2020? Let me know down below. And now it's time to move on to what you all have been waiting for.